not to interrupt, but yesterday we did the
Oh
show,
boy.
and I saw a pig walking. So today there's these steps directly in front of. There's a window in front of me. And there's these steps going upward. So there's always wildlife, squirrels. In my front door down here. There's always a bird that just flies into it, like always. I just hear that quite often. Well, at least once a week. So there were these two squirrels going up these steps. They stopped, and it looked like they were looking directly at me. Then they just went on their way. So
You're like living in
there's
an urban Joe
there,
Exotic.
there's the steps if you can
Where
see.
was the pig going by?
I don't know if you can see a trail. There's a trail back there,
Oh,
and it was just
yeah.
on the trail with it had like a harness on, and there were two people with it, but they were like in front of the pig, and the pig was behind them.
You're like
It could have been,
dragging.
in all honesty, it could have been a hog. It could have been a hog. It was as big as a hog.
Once you said that, I was thinking it was those like wild boars, because where in Culpeper, which is not too far from,
From where I am.
I think you're like in the Manassas area or somewhere.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking like 50 miles, 40 miles. There's a bunch of wild boars that live out in the woods, and they will attack people. And they're like
Really?
huge. Apparently, they weigh like hundreds of pounds. So
I
when
bet
you
this
said
one
that, I was like, maybe
weighed.
they've migrated.
I bet this one yesterday weighed. I know it weighed more than I did. Than I do. There was
That's
no doubt in my
crazy.
mind. And it
Not
was.
something you typically see roaming around your area.
I wish that I would have been able just to get the camera and follow it. Now, one day I was sitting. It was a while back, and there's this this long trail, and it goes all around many neighborhoods, and there was just someone doing these like I don't know. I'll show you what they were doing. They were doing this all the way down the trail. They were just doing this, and then I saw them a little while later just go back. All
I
up
want
and
to get
down.
a video loop of you doing that, and that's going to be my background for the next show that we do. It's just
That,
you
that,
going back and forth and back.
But and that's what I saw. I was working on something, and I would just look at the window occasionally. It was in the other room, and I saw it. It was back in the before the pandemic and everything. But some interesting things go on here. I just sit here and watch, and that's where my life has become. I just sit and watch people on this trail. Sad, really
We
sad.
have it. Our biggest excitement is there's a little dog park outside of our window. We're like on the 10th floor, so we can like look down into this park, and there's a bunch of little dogs that we just watch go down there, run around in the park, fight with each other. There's this one dog that lives upstairs named Penny. Penny does not get along with other dogs. So she
Really,
gets down there and barks and screams and yells, and Penny's people don't care a thing about her. But we did have a guy a while ago who, it's been really quiet here, but we had a guy a while ago who would get in the park and just bang pots. He would just like hit pots together and just scream and yell.
a guy?
Yeah, just some dude. Usually like 1 or 2 in the morning. Some
Gee.
dude. Yeah. That's, this is kind of how it is.
Just a normal every night thing.
Now,
So,
nowadays we don't get that as much, but
yeah.
back when the world was normal, and even in the middle of winter when it's like 6 degrees outside, you'll still get trash like that. You'll still get like people just screaming and yelling and revving their engines and like like crazy stuff. Like there's this one dude who has no muffler, and he loves to rev his engine at like 2 o'clock in the morning every single night.
That's
I'm like,
crazy.
bro, you're the only person in the city who's in your car. Shut up.
Yeah, exactly. And it seems like, here. I don't know about there, but there's not nearly as much traffic. But in the neighborhood that I live in, because I kind of live in the suburbs, there's a lot of people in the neighborhood walking, or they're outside, like in their yard, or they're walking around. But I see more people out exercising than I think. I
Yeah,
think
when did everybody turn into Boston marathoners? Like,
that's wild.
so I go out and run. That's the only way I really exercise. I run, and we have like a little workout facility up in the top floor, but that's been closed since I got back. So I just go out and I run by the river, And usually there's people out walking and stuff, but you'll run across a couple of runners every once in a while. I go out now, conditions are horrible, and you can't avoid people. They're just everywhere running. And I'm like, where have you been for the last 2 years that I've lived here? So we've started biking. So we biked 18 miles on Sunday.
Okay.
We went down to this little island and then kind of rode around the island and then rode back up here. But that's been fun because we don't have a car.
Right.
So we just bike everywhere. And that's how we get groceries.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. You had like these little saddlebags, didn't you? And you put all these
backpacks
groceries.
and saddlebags.
I do like biking. Victoria messaged me today earlier and asked if I would help her pick out a bike this weekend.
Oh, nice.
And I said, sure. Now, Shelly and I, a couple of years back, we tested out, I'm not sure what kind of bike it's called, but it's some kind of, it as you pedal, it gives you more momentum and power. And it's called, there's a certain name for it, but I can't think of it. And it has the one we had had bigger tires. And a lot of people use it for like commuting. And it's more of a pricier bike, but I liked it. I liked it a lot. And I would definitely, I've got a bike now. It's at Shelly's. But my next move to a different place other than Wise, I think a bike will be in my future.
Yeah, it's hard, like being in Lynchburg, we're like, our nickname is the Hill City. So there's just hills everywhere. So it's like the worst place in the world to have a bike. Here, it is flat as can be. And we have this thing, they don't do it now, obviously, but it's like this, what's it called? It's like Roll On Detroit or something. I forget what it's called. But it's like, they get up to like 5,000-6,000 people riding bikes.
Gee.
And you just, like, you ride through you do like a 10-mile ride with everybody, and there's like food trucks and everything there. But the crazy thing about Detroit bikers, that this is something that I've learned, is that a lot of them, one, they have like crazy bikes. They have ones that look like motorcycles, like Harleys that you like sit back on. Like the craziest bikes you've ever seen. Huh?
I think that'd be difficult to ride. One like a motorcycle. That didn't seem like a.
But they'll roll on it. They've got they'll have like lights on it. They'll have like all kinds. The things like decked out. But they love to strap a speaker to their bikes and blast music. And you would think that it would be one certain type of music, but it's not.
Really?
It's like every few people has a different type of music. So you'll get your rap, your hip hop, and then you'll get like this like disco music, and then you'll get like Dave Matthews music. And then, so depending on like what you want to listen to is how fast or slow you like get in with these people who have speakers, and you just listen to them. And they just do their thing. They don't care. So it's funny because when we ride down here, people just roll by with like massive speakers just blasting on their bikes.
Now, would you and Alex being bike riders, has that ever crossed your mind? Hey, maybe we should do this.
No, not really. No. There's also people that get on the public transportation here that also like to play their music really, really, really loud. Which on their phone, which is like, okay, like, if we're in open air bikes, that's one thing. But when we're on public transportation, come on, people.
Yeah, that's a
good no, I would like, I'm not like, I told Alex, I was like, I don't even know what I'd play. Like, what music I feel like people would be judging me no matter what I played.